Hi, my name is Jake Clove, and my Giving Voice to Values case I chose is Case 3-4, Franklin Industries Whistleblowing. An overview of this case is Natalie, the accounting department manager of her work at Franklin Industries, was informed by her accounting staff of what seemed to be unusual transactions between Denny King, the department manager, and a company called Vic Construction, a non-existent company that they soon found out was owned by Denny's sister, Victoria King. Natalie reported this to the internal auditors and found out that $5 million was transferred to Vic Construction over some time, and all of these were authorized by Denny King. Natalie was soon after demoted to staff supervisor and eventually filed a complaint over this. HR called her 6 months after the complaint and told her that her demotion from assistant manager to staff supervisor was not a retaliation from the company for finding this embezzlement, and that there actually was no embezzlement at all, and dismissed her complaint. Natalie talked to her friend Roger Harris and asked him what she should do. He said to not take it any further and cautioned her about what would happen since he's worked there longer than her. He said that the board of directors are all inside directors and will do whatever the CEO wants them to do and not what is right. Main arguments Natalie will counter and reasons rationalizations needed to be addressed. The board will argue that there was no embezzlement, stated from the HR report. The board will also argue that internal auditors have already dealt with this problem. The board could argue that Denny has been there a longer time than her and is in a valued position that the company will find too difficult to replace. The company's motto is, "Don't rock the boat." This could be another reason why they don't want to continue this any further. The board of directors could use the HR report as stated and say that her demotion from her job was from her job performance and nothing more. The CEO's opinion is not given in this case, but if Natalie can convince the CEO of this important matter, the board will have her support in this cause. What is at stake for the key parties? Natalie's job and reputation is at stake. She was demoted once from the company for bringing this up, and maybe demoted again for bringing it up another time, or maybe even fired. Natalie's values are at stake. She is a person who is true to her values and willing to fight for what is right. Denny's job is at stake. If the board agrees with Natalie, she will probably take over Denny's position, and Denny may be fired. Levers to use to influence how those who disagree with Natalie. Natalie can bring in with those who initially brought it up to her staff, and use them as references to strengthen her argument. Natalie can also use the internal auditors to help her with her argument, since they are the ones who found out how much was really stolen. Natalie can show the relationship between the fake company Vic Construction and Denny King and tell them that there may be collusion inside the company. Natalie can use her time with the company to show how she has been a loyal employee to the company, and for her recent demotion has shown that there was no sign of why she should have been demoted, more than for just bringing up this embezzlement. The most powerful and persuasive response to the reasons addressed and to who/when. The most powerful response to the board that Natalie can say is that the amount was embezzled did occur from Denny King, and if he did it once, he may do it again under a different company. The company should make an example out of Denny. Without further action from the company, more fraud or embezzling will eventually happen again. Since Natalie was neglected from her company, there is something called the Dodd-Frank Act that can help her. This act allows those who have been neglected by their company over reporting wrongdoing to their supervisors to choose to report it to the SEC if the sanctions are more than $1 million. Natalie has sufficient evidence to give the SEC, since it's $5 million of embezzlement, and be an external whistleblower to her company. Also,